David Dickerson, hey brother. Okay, sorry for the delay. We did the up-down scale. That means up on the first string, down on the second. And you get that going in a steady pattern where you don't have to think much about it. And then you run your major scale playing each note twice. What I call the extended scale. Descending, of course. And then the minor you weren't quite as good at, but you did learn it. And the minor starts with the odd number sooner. It goes 3, 5, 7. And then it switches to even 8, 10, 12. The crucial thing is not to look at your right hand, but let it be automatic. Then we introduced your pentatonic scales. We started with major keys. So in the key of E, you play 0, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. And I call these static since they stay in a single position as opposed to the extended scale. Once you've established it, shift it to A. Now when you get to the B string, you have to shift up 1 fret to 3. I call that the B shift. G starts like the others, but you shift your whole hand to the 3rd fret of the B string. Again. And I mentioned that you can play My Girl with these scales. So play it in the key of A and then modulate to D. So you do long, short, 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 short. You shift right back to the root when you get to the highest note, root. Then modulate it to D. Practice just going back and forth. A, So that's those scales in a nutshell. And then we talked about Amy, which is in the key of A. And the intro is the part that's a little bit trickier because it has that So what we talked about is tapping on the downbeat so that you can then play the offbeat. So starting with the A, it's tap A, tap G, tap D, tap A, tap. And the tap consists of your curved fingernails over here coming directly down against the strings. Almost like you're playing like a drum with your fingernails. So we talked about how if you start at the G, it's a little clearer to go tap, G, tap, D, tap, A, because the A is the long one. Tap, G, tap, D. So that's the challenging bit. The rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. The verse starts with compressed G and D, but then it gets really expanded. So the strum pattern, whenever it's expanded, is root, down, up, down, up, down. So root, down, up, down, up, down, root, down, root, down. I can see why you think you belong to me. I never thought I'd let you go. What you think, one thing. Now it gets very expansive. 2 measured chords. That's that little 2 in the chart means. Not alone. Root, down, up, down, up, down. Thought that I might keep you for my own. Will take too long to see, Amy, what you want to do. I think I could stay with you. B minor for a while, maybe it's the 1 bar chord. I do. Tap chord, tap chord, tap chord, tap chord, tap chord, tap chord, root. And I pointed out that that's the crucial juncture when you go from the D back to the A, you go tap, D, root, down, up, down, up, down. So that's a juncture to practice. Tap, D, root. It's awkward because you're shifting from one rhythm feel to a different rhythm feel in really quick succession. So that was a little sloppy, but you get the idea. All right, brother, that covers most of the ground. Have fun. I'll see you next Monday.